Hello, Captains, and welcome to Star Trek Online. I am your host, Brent Justice. Welcome to my gaming channel, Justice Gaming. As I mentioned, I am in the game Star Trek Online right now, and I am going to review the latest special event that just happened. The one where you got to play the new Cat's Tail TFO and get a special Transmuter Wand reward. Well, I finally finished all of my run-throughs of that TFO, and I now have the reward, so I'm going to look at it in this video. But before we begin, if you are not familiar with the Cat's Tail TFO, check out my playthrough of it. I'll put a link in the top right corner. That was my first blind playthrough of it. Since that playthrough, I did play it every day for 14 days to get the reward, and I got a lot better at it. What I didn't know in that video is that there are different parts to that TFO that are random. For example, each time you play it, you may get transported to a different room in that castle where you have to complete a task. One of those rooms is where you have to find ingredients for a witch's cauldron and put the ingredients in the cauldron. The other one is where you have to find the books that correspond in the library to the right thing that you're searching for, which is the one you saw in the video. And then there's another one where you are in a room and you have to defeat a whole bunch of spiders. So you have those three different rooms, and then you go to the place where you basically have to take down these flying witches. And I found out that the reason you become a cat in that TFO is to debuff the enemy. That's why you become a cat. You give off this negative aura, which is purple, around you, and that area of effect debuffs the enemy. That's why you're a cat. And that also plays into the reward, the Transmuter reward, which turns you into a cat, or actually turns your enemies into a cat that have debuffing effects. So that's why you do that in the TFO. So I learned all that after more plays of it, obviously. And there you go. So I definitely became a lot better at it after several playthroughs, and yeah, became a real pro at it, honestly. It's not that difficult after many playthroughs. The difficult part is just pulling the enemy into the light circles to kill them, the skeletons. And for that, you want some kind of gravity weapon, or there's a chain weapon. There's also, you can just heighten your ability so that, like, they come towards you. I forgot what that's called. My mind is drawing a blank right now, but the one where, like, it increases your let me actually turn my thing on here. Hold on a second. The pop-up here, options, give me just a second here. Okay, sorry for that pause there. I did make a cut because I was looking for the option. It's hide tray tooltips. I wanted to turn that off real quick so that I could hover over my icons to show you what what everything is. But anyway, what I was saying before was that ability where it increases your threat. That's the word I was looking for, threat. So that the enemies come towards you. If you can increase your threat, that also helps in that TFO. But anyway, just wanted to say, it wasn't as bad as I thought it was, but I am glad I only played it once a day, and I'm glad it's over and I don't have to play it anymore because I have the reward. So check this out. Events. Here it is. Cat's Tail Ground. Reward claimed. We've already looked at the reward info in that TFO video, so you can check it out there. But I've got it now, and so let me open my inventory. The first thing you get is this old one pet. This is just a pet. It's not a combat pet. He just sits there and he really doesn't do anything. Not very helpful. The other thing is this here. This is the wand. Universal Kit Module Transmuter Wand. The Transmuter of the old ones is a powerful wand that transforms its enemies into a black cat. The target is a debuff AoE. Transforms entity into a black cat for 21 seconds. With a bad luck aura within 5 meters. It causes shields offline, abilities disabled, and allies of target flee. Does not affect players. That's it. And it's only one enemy at a time, and then you have to wait for it to cool down. Now, I also found when you use it on the enemy, it actually does not cause damage to the enemy, only to the other enemies around it, which is unfortunate. I wish it would also like hurt the thing you're transforming into the cat also, because it transforms back into the enemy at full health, full shields, full health. So it's not very useful, honestly. It doesn't really help you take down the bad guy because he comes back. So I don't know how useful that's going to be in combat. I also don't like how it takes up a kit module slot. It just doesn't seem like a kit module type of device. I would like to see it rather under the device slot on your character. But it is a kit module, so you have to sacrifice one of your kit modules for it, and I don't think it's worth it to do that. But I'm going to show it to you anyway. I'm going to demonstrate it in this video. So first thing, let's activate our old one. Summon an old one. There he is. That's it. He's got the old one look. Kind of looks like a sweater with tentacles and flowers for eyeballs. A very interesting creature. And it really doesn't do anything. It just sits there and scratches its eyes and looks around and it pulls its little tentacle eye thing. That's it. I wish it were a combat pet. I think maybe it should be holding the Transmuter Wand. Wouldn't it be cool if it was a combat pet that held the Transmuter Wand and it fired that off to your enemy and debuffed the enemy that way? Wouldn't it be cool if he used the wand and he was and that was his combat pet ability, was to use the wand? That, I think, would be more interesting. But anyway, you can summon the pet and walk, and he just follows you and walks around, kind of waddles like a penguin. Not very useful, just fun to have around, I guess. I do wish it were useful because there's just really no point in having it. Kind of an ugly looking thing, to be honest with you. And then here is the Transmuter Wand, which I just showed you, which is in my kit modules now. And it shows up as a cat icon. I love that. Love the idea of it showing up as a cat. So, transform target, debuff AoE, transforms enemy into a black cat for 21.5 seconds with a bad luck aura within 5 meters, which causes shields offline, abilities disabled, and allies of target flee. I'm interested to try this out on a Borg. Will this work on a Borg? I want to find out. So let's go to an actual mission. Let's go to a Borg advanced mission. Let's go to let's go to a Gathering Darkness. And let's go down to this planet where there's Borg and see if we can activate it on a Borg and turn a Borg into a cat. That's what I want to know. So let's go do that. By the way, I am testing a brand new ship, so this will give you a preview of a ship review that I will be doing in the future. Here you go. It's the Mirror Gagarin ship. Yep, I'm going to do a review on her. So stay tuned to my channel if you want to see that. Subscribe. Alright, let's beam down. See if we can turn a cat, or turn a Borg into a cat. This will be interesting because I haven't tried this on a cat, or on a Borg yet. Wonder what happened if you tried it on a cat. Would you turn a cat into a cat? Here we go. Oh yeah, let me put all my bridge officers on passive. No, it doesn't work on the Borg. That's shocking. Or maybe not shocking, I'm not sure. Okay, hold on. Let me let it cool down again. You can see the cooldown time on it. Let me let that cool down. And we'll try it again, but it did not seem to work. Stop firing. Alright, fine. Let's take these two out. I don't have a regenerator. Okay. That was annoying. So I don't think it works on the Borg. Well, let's give it another shot. Speak to scientist. Let's give it another shot. Here's a Borg. Let's try it. Oh, there it goes. Okay, I don't know what happened on the other one. There it is. Borg is a cat. Yeah, I don't have a regenerator right now, so I can't regenerate my adapted. Well, anyway, you can see it transformed back into a Borg, and all her health was still there. So I need to get a regenerator if I'm going to play this, I guess. Sorry, I wasn't prepared for this. Do I have one in here somewhere? Yeah, I do. Sorry, I wasn't prepared to fight the Borg. Oh, I can transform again. Oh, there we go. Okay. So there, a cat. And you can hear the sound that it's giving off. See the purple aura. You can't target it or do anything with it. It just kind of walks around and debuffs the enemy. As long as they're within that area of effect, that is. But you see, all their health is back. Full health. So it doesn't really help to destroy them. Only the other enemies around them. There we go. Now I got a remodulator. So yeah, let's try it with a bigger group now. So it does work on anything, I guess. But so here's a good group to try it on. Let's see, will the others flee? Okay, it worked from a distance. Yeah, it's kind of got them scared. You can see they're debuffed now. But these over here, see, they're debuffed. But now it's back and it's full health. So how did that help me? It just really didn't. Let's try it again. Boom. And now it's back to full health. So that really did not help me. It's a fun little trick, but I don't see how it like really helps you. I'm going to put my bridge officers back to normal. Crew will perform actions normally. Let's just go ahead and finish this mission, and I'll keep using the cat. I want to see if it works on the big boss at the end. You have like the Undine, the assimilated Undine. I want to see if it works on the big bosses. Talk to... Gotta go all the way back and talk to the head researcher. Ugh. Alright, come on, Cooper. Why aren't you with me?
Thanks for...
Alright, let's shoot it off again. And there it is. So that's kind of what it does. You have to wait for the cooldown. Come on. Yeah, I don't know what else to say about it. That's what it does. Let's call an old one. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Let's call an old one too. I don't think the old one will do anything. Oh, it won't let me call it. Oh, look at that. Oh, there it is. Took a while. I don't know what happened. What is up with that? I wanted to see if it would do anything while I'm in combat, but I guess it won't. Because it's not a combat pet. It's just a waddling little thing. It'd be neat if it like buffed your wand somehow. Like if you had it out, it also buffed your wand and made that more powerful. That could be interesting. Oh, see, the cat's gonna come back to a drone full health. So you really can't leave it behind. You can't go off on a mission and leave it behind because the enemy's still going to appear right behind you. Can't use it yet. Gotta wait. Still gotta wait. Now I can use it. It's not doing anything. It's not where I need it to be, though. It's nowhere near the Borg right now. Except for that one. Yeah. So I'm not sure how useful that's going to end up being. Yeah. Walking around, but it's not really where I need it to be. It's not like in the right area of influence that I need it to be. There's a Borg stuck in the wall again. I hate it when this happens. This happens sometimes in this mission, and it's really annoying. The Borg gets stuck in the wall. Well, we're coming up on the assimilated Undine here, right here. I want to see if it works on this, if it works on the boss. That will be interesting. It won't really do anything except delay the fight, because it'll still come back from being the cat, and I'll still have to fight him. But temporarily it may do something. We'll see. We'll try it. Or maybe it's not. Is this the mission that has it? Maybe it's not this mission. Well, oh no, there's a...
I need you back here. Undine troops are beating down.
There's an overseer. I thought there
They're
was...
focusing on the Borg, but they'll find me soon.
I thought there was an assimilated Undine. Maybe there's not. Well, let's try it on one of these overseer Undines. Yeah, it works on the Undine. But it's way over here. Why is it way over here when I need it over here? Oh, I know what mission. It's the one where you're on the Borg cube. That's where the assimilated Undine is. See, it works on them, but you can't... I can't target it while it's in this form. It's all over the place. And then it's just going to come back and I still have to destroy it. See, still have to destroy it, still got to deal with it. So I'm not sure how useful that is. Well, here's what I'm going to do. I think I am going to go do the assimilated mission. The one where you're on the Borg cube. It's the next one, isn't it? Assimilation. I'm going to go do assimilation and get to the end boss, which is an assimilated Undine. And I'm going to see if I can do it on that. But for you guys, I will skip ahead and just make a cut right here so that you don't have to wait for that. But I'm going to go do it myself here, so I'll just make a quick cut right here and cut right back to it. Okay, welcome back everybody. I am back in assimilation here. I'm at the end of the mission assimilation. I've worked my way all the way through and I'm at the assimilated Undine, and I'm going to see if the Transmuter Wand works on it. So this should be interesting. Here we go. Boom. Well, it didn't seem to do anything just now, so maybe it doesn't. I'm going to give it another shot because we have seen it not work before. Of course, I'm completely stuck at the moment. I got to let it cool down. I'll give it one more shot, but it did not seem to work on that enemy. Eight more seconds.
Enemy target on sensor.
Let's get close to him this time. It tries to, but it doesn't. So I guess it's just not going to work on it. Probably limits to, yeah, what it can work on and so forth. But it does work on the other Borg. Yeah. So I guess some of the bosses it will not work on, and maybe the regular enemies it will. Alright, so let me back out of this and we'll talk about it once more here, give my final review. It seems that the Transmuter Wand will work on certain enemies, but maybe not the final boss. Maybe not boss enemies or captain level enemies, like an assimilated Undine. Will it work in the TFOs? That's a good question. Will it work on, let's say, you know, the final boss in, let me go to the TFOs real quick. For example, I'm gonna guess not, but in Into the Hive, for example, the final boss on that, or you know, some of the other end bosses on these TFOs. Will it work? It may not, but it works on the lesser enemies. But the question is, how useful really is that? Because oh, come on, be stuck. Because it pretty much just turns the enemy into a cat. They jump around, debuffs the other enemies. Okay, not sure how useful it is though. And then they turn back into their normal self, full health, or at least the health they were when they transformed. That doesn't really help. It would be more helpful if it actually killed the enemy once it transformed back, or like really hurt them, like half health or something. That would be more useful. So I don't know. I guess it's a fun, unique, playful thing to use. Just not sure how actually useful it is. You know what I mean? And I don't like the fact that it takes up a full kit module slot. I had to figure out, I had to find a kit module I didn't want anymore, and I like all my kit modules. I took out the corrosive grenade, but I like the corrosive grenade. So I would rather have my corrosive grenade than the wand. It does more than the wand does. So I want my corrosive grenade back, which I just now got back. I would rather have that. So it would be more better, I think, if the wand had been like a device slot. Maybe that would have been better for it. I don't know. Anyway, that is the reward you get for the Cat's Tail TFO. You get the old one pet, which doesn't really do much. Just kind of waddles around with you. And then you get the wand, which again, I'm not sure how useful of a device it is. It's a fun device. It's a Halloween-y device. It's a just for fun thing. But is it useful? No. I guess that's my review of the Transmuter Wand. But let me know what you think in the comments below. Do you use this wand? Have you enjoyed it? Does it actually help you in gameplay, or is it just more of a hindrance and more of a fun thing? Let me know what your thoughts of it are. But that's my review of that reward in this game. But anyway, it was fun, I guess, grinding for it. I did the new Cat's Tail TFO. That was okay. I don't want to do it anymore, though. I'm done with it. Because it can go very poorly if you have a very bad team that doesn't know what they're doing. If you have a team that doesn't know you need to pull the skeletons into this area, boy, it can just be a nightmare TFO. It really can. So, but if you got a good team that knows what they're doing, it can go very quickly. So, I guess it just depends. But I'm glad it's over with and I don't have to play it again. So there you go. That's my reward. I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you like what you see, drop a comment below, subscribe, and a like. Definitely appreciate that. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for the next one.